Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program with all the crazy mod stuff. And we are still working on trying to complete our 4-satellite mission. We sent up one ship with all 4 satellites in one. We've got the first satellite in orbit where we want it to be. That was the easy part, though. The harder part is getting the other satellites to be in the proper orbit relative to that one. So there's ComSat 1, and we're going to be detaching what will either be ComSat 2 or 4. It doesn't really make a difference. Well, actually, this one here will also be pretty brainless. I will sort of just sort of stick it anywhere, and it'll either end up here, here, or here, you know, whatever is closer, and then we'll be happy with it. Anyway, before I do that, though, on that satellite, I'm going to have to extend the panels. Oh, I have no connection. We have to wait until we've got a signal. So let's warp ahead. Actually, me catching up to this guy over here. Probably have to warp a little bit more than that. Warped around here. Of course, the KSC is rotating away from us this entire time too. Dun, 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 dun. Good stuff. All right. Oh, that was slow. Now, I think this thing has plenty of power. So what I'm going to do, well, a few things. First of all, just kill rotation. You don't have to be orbital prograde or anything like that. That's going to be totally fine. Just kill rotation, buddy. Tell you what, fast forward. There we go. Use the time warp trick to kill that. Okay, we're gonna extend some solar panels. Make sure we don't run out of power. Yeah, I was gonna activate a dish to point to the Ludwig B on this base ship, but I want to make sure because it doesn't have that many solar panels. The worst would be if the dishes kept us at 0 power and we were never able to do something. That would be pretty terrible. So maybe I won't worry about it. So you've got your antenna extended, you've got solar panels, so I'm feeling very confident in simply decoupling. And now that that's done, let's extend the solar panels on the next level. And that's going to be lots of power, which makes me feel very confident in going ahead and setting you just to Ludwig B. Activate. All right, and with that, I'm going to quick save before I switch ships. Nope. There we go. And we're going to rename you. Actually, I won't rename you yet, because we don't know which one you're going to be. Flight computer for you. You're going to be, actually, you don't have to be anything quite yet. We're going to set up a maneuver for you. So there's ComSat 1. So if we were to go and bring ourselves up. Actually, set target. There we go. That'll work nicely. And go back to this maneuver. And so what we're going to bring it up is so that our new apoapsis will be at 300-ish. More than that. But not necessarily here, right? Actually, this looks good, because this is where our target will be, and here's where we will be. And that's pretty damn close to 45 degrees apart. In fact, with that in mind, I think we can just manually do this. Turn to orbital prograde. Because I had my maneuver not that far ahead, and we're going to be a little too close, so the earlier to start the burn, the better. So we are there. Oh, I have to do the manual launching of the engine again. Activate. Okay. I'll try not to overshoot it this time. And... boop. Okay. Overshot it a little bit, but not too much. And then what I got to do is I'm going to add a maneuver. Add our new apoapsis. To circularize. Am I not exactly at the app? It looks like I am. Alright, we're going to call that good enough. Point yourself to the node and execute the maneuver. Just in case you don't have... Are there 2 maneuvers there? No, there's 2 ways to fast forward. That's going to be okay. Inclination is below 1 degree, which is nice. I think this is all okay. I'm liking our distance from ComSat 1. I mean, it might not be exactly 45 degrees, but we can always make some more fine-tuning later. Yeah, we're going to be a little further back than we'd wanted. Well, actually, we might be totally okay. Maneuver completes. Kill that. Let me cancel my target here. Shoot, that's pretty good. I'd call that about 12 degrees and that about 3 o'clock. Our orbital period is a little too short. Because I think it was 47:35. So we've got a signal right now. So all we're going to do, even though we're not going to be perfectly circular, because our eccentricity, what does it have to be? Oh, it's actually too much right now. Okay, so no, never mind. I was going to say we can just increase our total orbit by burning here. That's fine. But what we really have to make sure to do is bring up purely our periapsis, if at all possible. So I will go ahead and schedule another maneuver. And just a little bit forward. Whoa. Holy crap. Come on. 301. It'll be nice and round, but definitely too high. Okay, that will probably be round enough. Point yourself to the node. And prepare to execute the maneuver at the right time. And go. It's only 4.3 meters per second. We got like lots of ability, lots of time to tune these in a million different ways. You can see our network is really starting to shape up. There's our Ludwig B as well. There's always something that's going to be connected here. So that's us. It's about to switch to a direct connection to the KSC. And there we go. Coming up on this. Oh, I also want to rename this thing. I think this will be the ComSat 2. I mean, 2 or 4, depending on if we're going clockwise or counterclockwise. I mean, we orbit counterclockwise, but I think naming it in a clockwise fashion would make the most sense. Eccentricity is very low. Okay, we need to name this bad boy. Rename vessel. ComSat 2. I mean, maybe the names don't matter. There we go. Yeah, I guess not. I guess it's figuring out some things. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Quick save before we switch. And you can have a target of active vessel all the time. Good. And this one here is to nothing, really? I'll switch you to the Ludwig B then, for now. Okay. Alright, and you don't need... I mean, kill rotation is fine, but it's fine if you spin. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, we're going to switch back to the carrier. Switch to... We don't need the flight computer up right now. Come on, load. There we go. Thank you very much. We're going to have to wait until we've got a connection again, apparently. There must be a key to clear the target. Here, set, unset target. Kind of a pain to have to, you know, find it and click on it. Okay, let's... I guess we have to warp until we've got a signal again. Because I didn't actually set things up for that. There we go. Cancel. Okay. Oh, nice lag. That's good. Always nice to see. Ludwig B. I guess we can activate you to the active vessel. Not that it matters right now, but technically. You're going to be Ludwig B. And this one here is going to be active vessel. Okay. Stop doing that. How can this, like... I always want it out. I don't know. That was weird. Flight computer. Kill rotation. I guess that's fine. No parts in our way. That's good. Separate? Separate. And extend panels. Okay. Quick save and toggle, toggle. There we go. I'm going to rename you. Actually, again, I don't know which one this is going to be necessarily. So, if we set a target to ComSat 2, plan a maneuver over here, and extend until we reach the 300. We're going to be kind of on opposite side of ComSat 2, which puts us in a goodish place for ComSat to be ComSat 4. Or something. You know what I think I'm going to do? Is I'm just going to raise up one side of my orbit and then just try to like loop a couple of times until things start to make sense. We're going to do it the 4 dummies way. Well, I say that. What I could do, I'm pointing to ComSat 1 right now. If I click on this and actually start to move it. Oh, I might fucking... I hate that! So now I have to redo my maneuver completely. Let me just do it a little further away here. Because I was pulling on the normal instead of just moving it. I don't like the interface for tweaking maneuvers. It's too easy to click on the wrong thing, and then everything goes to shit. Okay. Sort of kind of on opposite sides of the satellite 1. If we just delay this, delay, and we do it around here, I'm going to say that'll put us basically on the exact opposite side of satellite 1, which is going to be the perfect spot for this to be satellite 3. Point to the node and execute the next maneuver. But then we're going to want another maneuver over here to then circularize that orbit as best as we can. Not bad. Huh? Oh, you know what? I think this has happened before. I gotta make sure to close the flight computer, reopen it, because I'm probably issuing commands to the wrong thing. There we go. That's just the next one. But what about the one after that? Can I not queue up multiple maneuvers? Well, hopefully I will have a connection then. Well, you're facing the right way. I guess we'll just fast forward then. Pooh. I thought you could plan multiple maneuvers. There must be a way, and I'm just not getting it right. In any case, there's nice redundancy in signal here. Because it'll try to use the Ludwig B if it has to. Anyway, this will give me a chance to retune the... for frying out loud. Activate. Engine. Shite. I think we'll still be okay. But it's far from great. Okay, well in any case, we'll cancel the other maneuver because there's no way it's exactly right. We're technically slightly too low. Now we're slightly too high. Well, that's my reflexes. Right at our apoapsis. Bring it up and up and up and up. Okay. Point point to the node, execute when we get there. I'm going to wait for it to complete its complete rotation here to the maneuver, and then we will fast forward to the execution. Just then make sure it's pointing correctly first, otherwise it might burn in the wrong direction. Because it starts to burn exactly on schedule, no matter which way you're facing. That is with this flight computer. Now we still have a connection, so I could have been doing this more manually, but you know, it's nice to plan maneuvers. A little more realistic. You don't tend to do that many things with a joystick, especially not with satellites. Okay. When's that target? Okay. 1, 2. This looks like a 3 to me. Stats are all good. Orbital period is just, because it's supposed to be 35, right? Slightly too long. So if we go into orbital retrograde, bring the thrust limiter way down. It doesn't matter necessarily where we burn. We're just trying to make our whole orbit a little tiny bit smaller. Because technically it wasn't even 35, right? It was like 34.59, and I was bringing it up. I think that's what it was. So, there you go. What we'll try to do is we'll try to bring everything to exactly 47.35, as close as possible. Again, to try to prevent them from getting too close and too far from each other. So far, this is okay. It's not exactly there, but we've got enough reach, so that's good. So let's go ahead and, before we switch ships, we'll quick save one more time. We'll switch to the carrier. And this one will be perhaps the trickiest one to fit in properly. Maybe not. Solar panels are extended. Dish is planting to the Ludwig and to the active vessel. The antenna is extended. No debris in the way. We will go ahead and decouple. And switch. Good. I'll activate the engine. Good. We will rename you to ComSat 4. Did I forget to rename the 3? I think I did. This will be the 4. Okay. Correct flight computer. So, we are here. And we want to maneuver. And that will bring us up. Up. To around there. And this ComSat 1, we're going to set you as a target. And we have to be 45 degrees away in the correct direction. So, nice and noisy there. No, that's going to be the wrong way right now. This is where we're actually going to encounter it, which is not what I'm looking for at all. Did it, because what I want is I want to be to the left. Right? I'm thinking about this correctly, aren't I? Where's the ComSat 1? ComSat 1 is here. So what I want to see is I want to see the dotted line of ComSat 1. And then, yeah, to the left of that is where I want to be. Which will probably require, yeah, quite a few orbits to get in the right position because I have to get ahead of it. Which right now I am running faster, so that's okay. So I'm currently to the right. I'm to the right, I'm to the right, I'm to the right. There's the encounter second. So I'm still to the right. I mean, I'm upside down here, but it's still the same thing is going on. And on 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 and on. Closing in. And still not quite right. Oh, it's the maneuver is looping around. Oh, poo. All right, so we'll have to wait a couple of orbits. I suspect we'll have to wait until what? Till we're underneath it? Well, I don't know actually, but certainly closer to this. So let's go ahead. Let me quick save, make sure I didn't F anything up. And I will warp basically one whole orbit here. Because right now I'm still with the carrier, basically. Dun, 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 dun. Unfortunately, we can't time warp too quickly. We are going faster, so we will catch up and be ready to pass. So we do have to get ahead. Maybe. Something. I actually don't know where the sweet spot is. Alright, so let me go a little further. Alright, now let's try to plan out a maneuver. And bring it up to the right orbital size. There we go. And that's what we're looking for. I'm trying to like turn my head here. Okay, no, we need to do a little bit more than that. I'm not seeing the encounter at all. There we go. And that, my friends... Oh, no, I went a little too far. There we go. Pull back, pull back, pull back. And... so it's the orange one we actually care about, because that's the first intersect. And that looks like about 45 degrees. Comsat 1 will be here. I will be here. Looks really good. Face the node. Execute the burn. And we're facing the right way, so I'll fast forward here. I think I've done that right. I didn't realize, when I was like bringing the maneuver around and around and around, I wasn't realizing it was like resetting on every orbit. Thought I kept going into the future. Engine, I did turn on the engine, right? Yeah. So I suppose I could unwarp here. Yes, the engine is active. And we can watch this happen. Comsat 1, yeah, let me unset the target. Good. Maneuver is done. Plan another maneuver. Bring it right at the apoapsis. And... whoa! Too much. And down. And actually, ideally, what I'd like to do here is burn so that I can get my orbital period to be exactly right. Oh, we're going to be too high. I didn't realize my apo was too high. So I have to do a little retro with the parry. Okay, that's pretty happy making right there. Point yourself to the node. Prepare to execute. And again, once we're actually turned towards the maneuver node, I will go ahead and time warp. Looks good. Yeah, I forgot to rename my Comsat 3. It looks like the quest is still okay with that. I thought they had to be named exactly right, but maybe not. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. Execute the burn. And your orbital period is definitely too high. Plus we have a little bit too much eccentricity. You can see we're not quite managing it. And that's okay. So basically, we're going to wait until we're at the periapsis, and then we're going to burn retro. And I will do this one with manual timing so that we can get... because it would be nice if you could, I guess with KOS or something, you could program it. The, like, burn retrograde until the orbital period is exactly 40... what was it? 45? I don't remember. We'll get close and then it'll make some sense. So bring yourself around to just before the periapsis. We should be guaranteed a signal at this point because, again, one of our 4 satellites will always be above the KSC. And we can see our neighboring satellites all the time. See that? Things are working awesome. Just awesome. There we go. Okay. Orbital retrograde is coming in. And I've got the speed set pretty low. I would still like to bring it as close to the peri as possible. Just worried it might not drop the apo fast enough. Oh no, we're going to be okay. Good. Fast forward just a little bit more. I'm going to bring it to under 10 seconds. There. And bring down the apoapsis. And some more. And some more. And a scooch more. There we go, and you can see the orbital period. Yeah, 47, and then just under 35. Bam. That's good. And look at this. The quest is now happy. I should rename that other one. Let me quick save, just in case renaming it screws everything up. Where's this one here? This is supposed to be 3. So we're going to switch to that one and rename it to 3, just so that it looks good. Didn't realize the names had to be, they didn't actually care what the names were. Just kill rotation. You don't have to actually keep yourself aimed anywhere. Change name tag. No. Cancel. That's for the part. Rename vessel. That's what I want. I. There we go. Still green. And now just a shakeout test. Now, I don't believe I actually have to stay in space for that to complete. It just has to make sure that it will check, you know, power and line of sight and all those. But, because if I fast forward now, I can only go to times 50. So I'm going to do a slightly harder quick save for 8, just in case this messes anything up, because I don't want to have to do this again. We're going to drop down to the Space Center, where from there, I can fast forward a lot more. Boom, 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 boom. Can go a lot faster. So we've got our mission here. You can see the timer is still ticking away. So times 50, this would have still taken a long time. We're going to go to times 100. And then 1,000. And then 10,000. Drop it down. Drop it down. Okay, a little faster. So an hour to go. Half an hour. 10 minutes. Here, times 50 to finish it off. And bam! Oh my god, I did complete that mission, which was not an easy one to do. We got a lot of money to do. Completing the mission was an interesting challenge, but more importantly than completing the mission in and of itself, 300 bones, is the fact that, oh yeah, I can't hit M, is the fact that we now have this communication network going around. Boom. Do I have something to point a satellite to the moon? Yes. Collect science from Minmus. Oh, never mind. But okay, I don't have one to point a satellite to the moon, but I can do all that. That is fantastically good. It tells all this shit. I don't have a satellite mission or anything. What are these orbits that it's showing me? I actually don't know what this yellow and blue orbit is there for. Oh, we could clean up some of this debris. You know, we have to make sure it's... Well, it automatically says debris. Those are all my, like, Separatron rings and everything. So, terminate that. Terminate that. Terminate that. And that. Now, we still have our carrier in space, and I'm going to leave it there. I can't return it. It doesn't have parachutes on there. I could deorbit it whenever I want, but you know what? I may as well just leave it there. It's actually got tons of fuel. Who knows what we might want to do with this thing. It doesn't have any long-range satellites, but it does offer like some other, it's right here, some other thing that is sort of in this communication network that might complete some gaps or something. Or this is pretty heavy on Delta V, but I could go and throw it into a polar orbit. Shoot, that's what I should do. What's this thing? Oh, it's a location for a quest. I bet you're showing me quests that I haven't accepted but are in the queue. That's almost certainly what's going on there. That makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I don't think I'll do the video, but I think I will put this into polar orbit. It's got the 1 antenna of 2.5 million meters. So again, it's not going to be able to link too many things, but it will provide a little bit of extra backup. I may as well leave it there, because who cares? It doesn't cost me anything at this point. So thank you very much for watching another episode. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. Probably what we'll do as well. Manned orbit for 72 hours. Well, that's pretty easy. Kick off space tourism. That would be fun. Maybe we can combine these two. Actually, there's no reason not to. We'll need a lot more life support, but that's okay. And then data from space around the moon, space around Minmus. This is just get around any experiment, Minmus in low space. That sounds pretty good. We'll do some of those things, but that will have to wait until next time. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.